breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. And 4 years, no calls. Now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar. And I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of that mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older.
As good as the day I met you. I forget just why I left you. I was insane. Stay and play that Blink-182 song that we beat to death in Tucson. Okay. I know it breaks your heart. Moved to the city in a broke down car. And 4 years no call. Now I'm looking pretty in a hotel bar. And I can't stop.
Pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of that mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. We ain't ever getting older. First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, I was broken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took at me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the... Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. My love, my time, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Third things turns and a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the crowd, building my rain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke open and rained down. It rained down like. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. And the flames, you're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love is like a rocket watching blast off, and I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
Isn't it nice? Yeah.
Well, if I come down here, I'll try to be quiet. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure why they don't hang the flag on that. I said, it's not going on.
happy Mother's Day and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dripping Springs, Texas for the THSLL Class B State Championship, brought to you by Game On Sports. I'm Heckman Harrison, your play-by-play announcer, and joining me in the booth is the voice of reason, Jim Dixon, and Coach Hayward Lee. And gentlemen, we have ourselves two 13-win lacrosse teams that are primed and ready for a state title. And Jim, I'll start with you. You got an opportunity to see both of these teams yesterday. Give us the lowdown and the skinny on what we're about to witness here.
Well, I tell you, it starts. It's kind of like guard play in the playoffs, and it starts on defense and what you got in the pipes. And Lovejoy answers with a freshman, and this kid was solid yesterday. Morrow was just outstanding, and Alexander was equally matched in the goal. There's a couple of bright spots on both squads as far as their approach, but Keller's gonna throw bodies at you, and they have a lot of talent to spread up and down the bench.
Well, I don't expect this game to be quite as high scoring as their initial matchup, which was a 15-12 win by Keller, but I do expect a very closely played game by two teams that know each other well.
Yeah, coming to a matchup like this, nationally ranked, and obviously the Lovejoy Leopards and Keller Indians have their faithful here. And for Mother's Day, I hope all of you have some exciting surprises for your mother planned today, as we're here in Dripping Springs getting ready for a state title. And I tell you what, man, I would say there's no place I'd rather be, but my wife is listening. I love you, baby, and I'll be home soon. But there's no place I'd rather be than right here with you guys for some THSLL lacrosse. A state title is on the line for the Lovejoy Leopards and the Keller Indians as we get primed and ready here in Dripping Springs. Field is being cleared and action is getting ready, and we have Lucas Ray and Jaden Sesaman as the foul goes down. And right away, the Indians take the face-off.
Yeah, and you're gonna watch them kind of work around. That's what they did yesterday. They didn't really just go right at it. They're kind of measured in their approach. They take care of the ball.
Watch for number 37, Luke Healy, to put his stamp on this game early.
Yeah, he is the guy that we have circled and underlined and highlighted. And as you mentioned his name, hey, right on cue. That's a star quality. As soon as we're talking about you, Luke Healy goes to work and draws first blood here in Dripping Springs.
Yeah, really good offense by the Indians, going behind the cage to their best player, Luke Healy. Let him go to work and little right to left split dodge, and gets topside and finishes to get Keller up to a 1-0 lead.
And that was easy peasy for Luke Healy.
I think they're going to try and exploit the experience level of Morrow in goal and work him over and give him a bunch of different looks. And they came up the wing and went pipe side and down low. And they're going to make him work. And I mean, this kid's a year out of youth league, and he's solid, but you got to question his experience.
Boy, and look at him coming around the pipe there, and boy, Nolan Teague goes right to work, and that is a score. 2 scores early for the Indians.
Well, it all starts with a face-off win, and then Teague gets the ball in an unsettled scramble, and he gets to sweep to his left hand, and just like that, Keller off to an ideal start.
And that's 2 of them at the X for Jaden Sasenham, who is getting those victories. And as we talked about yesterday at length, Coach, some of those things start to add up early for your team, and we see Keller taking advantage of these early victories at the X.
Yeah, this is concern time for Lovejoy if they can't figure out how to be a little more competitive at the face-off X.
Jaden does it again with a victory. And Coach Demetrius Parker is going with Lucas Triguero at the X. See if that can make a difference, but right now the Indians are back in business. Working from behind X is Luke Healy.
Yeah, Healy had a great day yesterday, and he's solid.
And there's a yard sale early as the Indians are, even though some sloppy passing, still able to maintain the possession. Have Owen Flores working for him behind X as Healy sets a screen. Right now the Keller Indians are just slowing it down with 64 seconds on the shot clock. 10:07 in the first period. Indians leading by 2. Healy going to bring it in from the end line. Finding a guy right at the crease and not able to get that to go is Noah Teague. Teague and Healy both with the goal so far, and that's another shot attempt. And what a hustle backing that thing up for Grant Collier.
Yeah, and you love seeing hustle play like that, especially since you haven't really been on your attack end yet.
Got out of bounds on the far side. And that's Lucas Triguero trying to walk the chalk, but look at that. That's a great interception there for Lovejoy, and that's Zachary Branch able to stick that long pole up. Branch runs Grant Collier into a headache, and that's going to be a turnover for the Leopards, and another shot attempt on goal. And that's Owen Flores. You can tell immediately that the Indians are going to be aggressive.
Well, all the energy right now with Keller, and certainly Lovejoy is going to need to settle down and get the ball cleared.
It's a shot attempt across the cage for Healy.
Yeah, he just kind of forced that. He came up that lane and really couldn't get leverage, couldn't get his hips through, and just kind of, I'm already here, I'll take the shot.
With that, and not able to get the easy pass inbounds, but the Leopards now on the move for the first time on offense. 8:45 here in the first.
Now, Vile had that pickup for Lovejoy, and he's going to have a solid day. Heckman and I saw him at 7-Eleven this morning getting a cup of coffee, so he's ready to roll.
He should be. He absolutely should be. And the Leopards trying to calm their nerves, Coach. You tell immediately, whoa, what a shot from our vantage point from Alex Veal. Whoa, what a cannon.
7-Eleven coffee does the trick every time.
Absolutely. Right. Hey, right on cue, we got two playmakers hearing the whispers of their name in the booth and cashing in.
Well, Lovejoy really just an early offense there, not really in a settled set, but Veal able to get his hands free, and you can tell he's got range with that right hand.
Might be a guy that you want to watch.
I mean, Coach, honestly, kind of a perimeter shot and really kind of got left unaccounted, correct?
That might have been one of those shots where you kind of hold your breath as a coach until you see the back of the net move, because your team hasn't had any possession and hasn't even gotten into settled offense. But when you've got a talented player like that, you want to give him the green light.
Yeah, nifty passing to get the ball and the clear by the Leopards. Two very well-coached teams out here competing for that Class B state title. Did anyone see what the penalty was? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. So the ball goes back over to the Indians. Right now on the move, trying to get inside. And that's a save. By Nolan Morrow.
You can see some of the jitters of the freshman goaltender there on the clearing pass.
And nerves are a thing, surely, for both of these squads. But right now, Keller on the attack.
Well, I think sometimes if you're not old enough to take driver's ed, maybe you're just not that aware and you kind of move past stuff.
That's one that was up close, and Morrow coming all the way out of the cage, having to hurry back.
That was solid positioning stop is what that was. That kid just got in the way.
And here they are again, and boy, the attack is on by Justin Kuntz with the goal. And again, Keller on the attack, now up by 2 goals.
Yeah, the unsettled play and ball skipped across to Kuntz, who's got his right hand inside the hash marks middle of the field, and he's able to go low to low for Keller's 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the shot almost came off almost with the roll, with the roll that he had set up, and nothing you can do about that.
And switching out the faceoff, but still same success there for the Indians. Great pass, but that's a better save by Morrow. They've got to find Coach Demetrius Parker has got to find an answer at the X for Saysom.
Well, Morrow's doing everything that he can for sure. His ball stopping is keeping Lovejoy in this game early.
Well, and you won a possession on that hustle play, and that's got to fire those kids up on the Lovejoy sideline.
Lovejoy, the Leopards with the clear. Working on the far side is Caleb Christian. Christian coming from behind X to the near side. Wanting to set up the offense for the Leopards. Comes right to the double team, and that's a shot from, whoa, that was smoking. What a shot on this side.
Yeah, interesting. Caleb Christian there on the natural righty side, a little right to left split down the alley. He draws the slide, but his on-ball defender does not stay top side. So both his on-ball defender and the slide guy both play him to the low side. He's able to roll back and get his strong hand free to the middle of the field and finishes to put the 2nd goal of the game on the board for Lovejoy.
Back down at the X. Fogo for the Leopards is Lucas Triguero. It's still the same result.
We saw it yesterday with Lovejoy. They weren't dominant at the X, and it didn't seem to hold them up much. And it looks like they're clawing it back in. They just need to get possessions in the offensive zone.
Look at that pass, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to be possession back to the Leopards.
Aggressive look by Healy there, finding his teammate far post, just not quite able to connect on it.
Trying to go back across the defense. Leopards on the move. And that's Jacob Krichkoffer behind the X.
Yeah, we called Kirchhoffer's name a couple of times yesterday, working back through the backside.
And that's a guy you better keep an eye on, is Kirchhoffer. Caleb Christian, who cashed in the last goal for the Leopards. Kind of stands staking out here on this hash mark, looking for the cutter on the inside, and that's a shot attempt that goes over the top of the cage.
If you're Keller, you really want to see Jackson Alexander settle down and make his first save of the game.
Now, Coach, it looks like they're putting a whole lot more pressure on the wing where they've gotten the last 2 goals off.
They are denying Lovejoy's ability to move the ball across the perimeter, and they're forcing the Lovejoy players to be dodgers right away and not get into settled offense moving the ball.
And there's Lovejoy still on offense. Fresh shot clock. On the swing, down by a goal. And Keller came out right out of the chute, scoring. Lovejoy just trying to withstand this first round of action here. Dylan McGee poses inside, and that is Great save there by number 22, Jackson Alexander. Alexander under duress. They had to get something going immediately as the Leopards are inside and they get a score. And we're all knotted up here at Dripping Springs.
Well, that's a ferocious ride. Alexander does get his first save of the game, but unfortunately he escapes immediately off the top of the crease instead of circling back behind, where he immediately gets pressure from Lovejoy, who is riding 3 down, and they get the turnover and the dunk.
And here we are, all knotted up.
They were just standing on the crease. Kirchhoffer got a rake and a scrape and pumped it in. And you can't ask for anything better on defense.
Keller will need to adjust their clearing shape right away and bring pressure relief to the goaltender immediately, given the 3-down nature of Lovejoy's ride.
And Sasonham does it again at the X, earning those extra possessions. And here's Kuntz on the move, and he's right inside to the freshman, and he is doing the work.
And that was another great position save.
Looking inside, I tell you what, the Leopards are making sure they're in transition quickly. Slowing down the offense with 3:03 here in the first. Leopards slowing the pace down a little bit as Lucas Ray is dancing in the alley, getting close as he loses it. On back behind the X, and good job by the Keller Indian, number 88, Timothy Carlson, sticking that long pole up and getting the interception in possession. And look at this, we got numbers with Kuntz. Kuntz to Teague as the Indians reset. Another shot attempt.
That time Keller beating Lovejoy out of the substitution box for a great look just sails high.
Keller coming from behind X, and boy, this guy is something else. You better watch number 37, Luke Healy. Boy, this guy has a sniper scope on the end of that stick.
Well, that's the formula for Keller, isn't it? Every time they've gotten into settled offense, at some point the ball's going to go behind the cage to 37, and he's going to get to go to work. And you can see his preference for his left hand. If you're Coach Smith, you love to see your best player able to get topside at will early on in this game.
JD, what you think about Healy?
Healy's a stud. He had a great day yesterday, and he's a big body that moves fast, and like Coach is talking about, he just comes up that lane, and you got to stop it.
And here are the Indians back on offense again, and being harassed. You can see this Leopard defense extending all the way out on the perimeter, making some changes. May be the wrong move because they are leaving this guy unprotected. But
he tried to go behind the back one-handed there.
I saw.
You know, if he just had a little confidence.
Yeah.
You think? Just a little bit. T getting back topside, and boy, what a great pass to Healy. That's a guy you cannot let just camp out around the crease.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Lovejoy won't consider making a defensive adjustment here. Perhaps either sliding early to Healy or trying to deny him the ball at X and make somebody else beat you.
But I think out of the pregame huddle, their intention was to just turn up the heat and put as much pressure on Morrow as they can. And so far, it's paid dividends for them.
Here in Dripping Springs, turn up the heat is a bad language. And here is JD. I called him the voice of reason, but that's, completely tongue-in-cheek as we turn up the heat here in Dripping Springs.
Fortunately, these two teams don't have to play in the worst of it, but I imagine this will only get heated up more as we go through the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, the greenhouse effect is coming here in Dripping Springs. As we know, yesterday there was a lot of action in teams that had to deal with the heat, but nothing like bearing this to live in infamy with a state title.
But I think Lovejoy's jitters, in the first couple of minutes are well in the rearview mirror at this point. And they're playing with a little bit more confidence.
Absolutely. Minute 19 here in the first as the Leopards are stalking the Indians.
And it sure helps to see your freshman goalkeeper making saves early.
As absolutely it does. Veal slipping down, able to get right back up as the double team comes right to him. They are showing him a lot of love with that stick. Veal having to pass out. There's 28 seconds on the shot clock. And that's a turnover.
That was a great wrap check by Christian at the line where he went around across his front side to strip that ball.
And we're going to get a push and possession back to Lovejoy. Alec Veal on the near side trying to get to the middle of the field, and he does, and that's a shot that ricochets off of the pikes. Veal again. Boy, he is a hair trigger on that stick. Boy, he is going with his move immediately.
Yeah, he didn't get his feet settled, but I think he wants that one back.
Oh, and a roller. Kevin McGee, talk to me nicely.
Well, Lovejoy playing with both Beal and McGee inside, and that time the beautiful feed from the point to McGee, and the quick release low to low, beating the goaltender. Beautiful execution on that.
11 seconds here, boy, and this is going to be a back and forth situation.
Clearly on that possession, we can see part of Lovejoy's identity, feeding the crease inside.
I mean, aside from that defensive rush with the scrape and dunk on that one goal, they've basically made hay on this right-hand side.
Chasing again with the victory at the X as the seconds are ticking away, and that's the end of the first quarter here on Game On Sports. You are tuned in to the THSLL Class B State Championship. We're going to step away for a quick second. We'll be right back as action resumes. Back in action here at Dripping Springs Middle School for the THSLL Class B state title. So far, both of these guys, no one giving any room at all for error, boy. You make a mistake, they will take advantage of it, and we've seen it on both sides in the first quarter, Coach.
If you're Keller, you really love to see your face-off dominance at this point. That's going to give you a possession advantage that will give you a huge leg up in this game. If you're Lovejoy, you love to see the fact that you're shooting at an extremely high percentage and seem to have Jackson Alexander's number in the goal. So should be an interesting battle.
Chasing does it again and finding Healy. Oh, my God, you can't get him that close without him getting the score. And, man, 37 is cashing in again.
That's his third of the game. This time a little bit different. He camps out off the right pipe and is able to finish off a beautiful face dodge finish. So he's a complete player.
JD, these faceoffs are starting to add up right now. The Keller Indians are taking full advantage.
Well, it gives them the opportunity to dictate where Lovejoy, if they're playing on their heels, they got to force a turnover to get the ball. But Healy was streaking and just took Morrow all the way to the right, and then just quick as you can back into the left-hand pipe, and you can't do any better.
That's a quick strike score, only taking 7 seconds off of the clock. Did the Indians. Cashing in again here in the second, and a bit of a scrum. Someone wants the ground ball.
Lovejoy doing a nice job with a wing adjustment, taking away the fast break set for Keller and forcing the faceoff to go behind, and then they're able to turn it into a 50-50 ground ball.
And here's Lovejoy on the move again, stepping back inside, and boy, oh boy, keep an eye on number 12, Nick Spooner, the midi, putting in work.
Well, we've started the second quarter with two transition goals off of faceoffs. Lovejoy gets its first faceoff win, and able to convert that into a goal in a matter of seconds.
Lovejoy sees what they like because they're bleeding everything from that left hand side. They see something they like for sure.
Now watch 23 here on the Lovejoy opposite draw side wing. He needs to move to his left to take away this fast break faceoff set.
There it is.
Unfortunately, he does not.
Boy, that was in and hits the pipes. Really got lucky, didn't know tomorrow there. Leopards on the move and with the clear.
Yeah, Walker was rolling in and just really didn't put a lot of gas on the shot.
Grant Collier gets the pass out to Lucas Ray. Ray to Caleb Christian. Christian dancing there in the alley, working his way back inside, and boy, did he have his eyes set on the goal. He's pounding, hitting himself in the head because he knows he missed an opportunity.
Yeah, able to beat his defender and the slide to get his left hand free to the middle of the field. Unfortunately, just a little wide.
Lucky to get that one. That pass back are the Indians, and here they are again in position with numbers are the Indians, and they cash in.
Yeah, Keller beating Lovejoy through the substitution box. Lovejoy substituting there to get their defensive personnel in and giving Keller numbers. And obviously this Keller Indian team loves to run and gun. If you give them an odd man rush to the goal, there's a good chance it's going into the back of the net.
That's Mason Blair reporting for duty.
Yeah, Blair on the run just had a one-on-one with Morrow pretty much as soon as he broke contain on the defensive ride. Lovejoy's just really not attacking on defense. They're kind of playing a little soft, and they gotta force Keller into a more passing style offense because this run and gun's killing him, as Coach indicated.
Yeah, another face-off victory for the Indians, as we have a number 111 on the field. I think that's my first time ever seeing that in a sport. But hey, many firsts with you, JD and Coach.
If you hang around long enough, you'll see it all.
That's what I'm scared of. as Teague tries to get back topside, runs into a double team and loses his footing. And that's something that I've been seeing all weekend. That guys falling down, and I don't know if it's the turf or what it is, but just not able to keep their footing.
Well, the turf is excellent. It's brand new. I had an opportunity to be on it last night. And I know you guys got some sprints in this morning.
Oh, yeah, we were gassing it out there.
Hey, Coach, listen, we got our own problems, man. Don't come up here with us with that. Look, it's Mother's Day. All right? And here we are, it's a 20-second violation on the Leopards, and possession goes to the Indians, and they are on the move immediately, as that is a shot attempt by Owen Flores.
But another brilliant backup by Moreau, who continues to play well.
I think this guy you just said he's a freshman.
Yeah.
This guy's a freshman. That means last year, man, he was on the Jungle Gym. Here he is playing for a state title.
He is a year out of youth, man.
He is big. 8:42 here in the second. Lucas Ray slowing the pace down for the Leopards. Passing back. That's Alec Veal with the shot attempt. Kirchhoffer working from behind the X, getting back topside.
And Timothy Carlson's back there playing pole, and I mean, for a big kid, pretty athletic, and you saw it right there.
Great rear check. Still able to come up with it and clock it in. It's Nolan Teague. Right place, right time. Nolan Teague. And finally, you see right now the Indians going ahead by 2 goals.
And give Timothy Carlson the credit there. He does a great job at the defensive end of waiting for the Dodgers' head to turn. We always tell players, be very careful when you roll dodge at the top of the field because a quick double is coming. In this case, Carlson fires hot from the crease, puts the ball on the ground, sweeps it off the carpet, and leads Keller into transition. And we know T can finish now, don't we?
Hey, JD, that's something you pointed out immediately. His big number 88, Timothy Carlson, putting in the work, and right on cue, he's able to do the can opener as Coach describes it.
Oh yeah, he got to midfield, had no qualms about crossing the line and get the ball into play, and Lovejoy's got to just answer this quick strike attack, or this thing's going to get out of hand pretty quick.
You know, if you think about Keller's offense in this game so far, you can put virtually all of their goals into 2 buckets. Number 1 is transition goals. So if you're Lovejoy right now, you're talking about being smarter about your substitutions, getting bodies behind the ball, and slowing down the Keller transition game. And then the second bucket would be Luke Healy operating behind the cage in isolation and trying to deny him the ability to operate down there. So if you're Lovejoy, hey, they're beating us in 2 ways. Let's take these 2 things away, and we're going to be just fine.
Now, JD, you pointed out yesterday that the Leopards were losing at the faceoff. Didn't make any difference because obviously they're here. What were some of the adjustments that they made in a situation where they were not winning at the X?
Well, I think they just played, they forced turnovers and they won the transition game. And that's I mean, as simple as it sounds, that's pretty much all they did was they forced turnovers and won on transition.
And I love seeing what Lovejoy's doing here with their opposite draw side wing. That's Nathan White, their LSM, who's getting all the way down to the bottom of the wing line to take away the Keller fast break set.
Well, you said they were going to put those points in 2 buckets, and there they are trying to take away the transition game right away. Nathan White defending on the far side. As the Indians set up their offense. Thinking inside on the move, and again, that's a shot attempt that goes across, and that's Sam Walker.
Yeah, beautiful right-handed alley dodge, and the slide off the crease, no fill, gets Walker the shot inside.
Now let's see if they can get back topside on Healy. Well, Healy had the right idea with that pass.
Yeah, he was dumping into Maximiliano Morrow, and Morrow was somebody who stepped in the second half, and was somebody that they relied on to feed. And frankly, I just wanted to say his name, Maximiliano Morrow.
Well, you nailed it. That is a good job, JD. And right now the Leopards setting up their offense, trying to get back in this game. 6:52 left in the first half. Down by 2 goals. This has been a back-and-forth affair from the first quarter. But the Indians starting to exact a little bit of dominance here. Let's see if the Leopards can steal back some momentum. Kevin McGee tries to make a pass in traffic, and that's going to be a turnover. And Carlson able to get an outlet pass, and here we see the Indians in transition, and Healy trying to make that pass across to Nolan T. Goes out of bounds, and possession will go to the Leopards.
Great ground ball by Carlson at the defensive end to kickstart the fast break. Unfortunately for Keller, not quite able to convert.
Coming all the way out of the cage tomorrow, the freshman. JD swears that he was eating fruit roll-ups about 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's a big kid, man.
And here he is, the freshman playing for a state title.
We've got a flag down, so Keller is going to serve some time in the sin bin. Let's see what the call is here. Looks like an offside call on Keller. So we'll see our first man up of the day for Lovejoy.
Man up situation for the Leopards.
And I mean, from what I saw a lot of lacrosse yesterday, and from what I recall on their game, the man up, I mean, it was a fairly clean game. The man up really didn't come into play, and let's see if they can step up their game today.
And Lovejoy starting in an open set.
Kirchhofer bringing the ball inbounds for the Leopards. With some ball movement to get things started. Again, you know that Coach Parker recognizing that his team has got to get some momentum back as the Indians are doing one heck of a job. Don't know about that pass. That was definitely a miscue from Dylan McGee. As the Indians going right back to work. Healy.
Oh, brilliant save by Morrow on the low-to-low shot from Healy.
We're going to get possession. Possession will stay with the Indians. Bringing the ball inbounds is Nolan T. for Keller. Being defended by number 14, Lucas Triguero.
Now Flores is rolling in with the ball. He's somebody that stepped up late and got in the back of the pipes a couple of times.
And that kid, Nolan Morrow, is outstanding for a freshman. Boy, the future is bright in Lovejoy. Great job, and on the move, dancing between double teams and loses it is Dylan McGee. That's a flag and an offsides. And that's the shot attempt in close that bounces off the pipes. And now the Indians going right back to their attack style offense.
I cannot say enough about Morrow right now and his ball stopping. First able to make the initial save, and then coming back in the transition save on Teague, point-blank range. This young man is playing exceptionally well.
I definitely agree with you on that, but this number 37, Luke Healy, man, you better keep a guy on him.
Now, Hayward, what of the two abilities that he obviously has, the speed and quickness or positioning, what's the better tool for him to rely on?
Well, when you're training a goalie, and I really love the fact that you brought up positioning in a goaltender. It's one of the more misunderstood and underrated aspects of training goaltenders. You make a number of saves simply by being in the right place, the right time. That being said, positioning is much easier to teach than natural cat-like quickness. This young man seems to have both.
That's a pass that they race to get.
Yeah,
not allowed to go out of bounds. Excuse me, guys.
And to go back to what you were saying, I mean, really, well, I was going to say about his cat-like quickness, but
well, it's tough to stop. It's tough to stop something right there on your front porch.
Exactly.
The man-down defense of the Leopards breaking down there, and the simple 2-on-1, fake high, shoot low, able to beat Morrow through the 5-hole. But again, 99 in red is playing exceptionally well.
And number 44, Jordan Unreen, is right there. Like you said, standing on the porch. Doesn't get any easier than that. And you'd have to have some exceptional cat-like quickness as you see the shot go in there on Nolan Morrow.
And I love the backhand pass by Kuntz there. Very creative, nice piece of skill.
And Grant Moore with the pass. And here are the Indians again. In position to score was Teague, lost it off of his head. And the Leopards back in transition, having to make some passes to get the clear as you see the Indians trying to pressure. And here we are with a lone pole, Zachary Branch on the move and hanging the Christmas ornaments there, Mr. Branch.
Well, Branch just goes coast to coast, shows you his speed and athleticism, and then the great high-to-high finish.
Yeah, as we've been looking at the closeout of lacrosse this season, I've always said the deep hole or the long stick midi approach on attack, and it's just very difficult for these goalies to catch up. The read from a standard attack pole or attack stick to a long pole is just so much different for a goalie to catch up to.
Very different to pick it up coming out of the stick, and in general, most poles tend to have a tendency of shooting high to low, and that time the high-to-high shot finds the back of the net.
Good job by Zachary Branch on that score as we show the replay. And another save by Nolan Morrow. Oh, and that's one that comes right off of the head of number 31, Kendall Carl. And the Indians have possession again. 2:54 here in the first half.
Well, Healy getting his right hand free to the middle of the field, going low to low, and again Morrow up to the task. But if you're Lovejoy, you do not want to see Healy getting his hands free that close to the goal ever again.
You got to keep a guy on him, and you see Carl hanging out with him back behind him there on X. And here he is. Just teasing.
Showing the versatility in his game. Most of his initiations from X have been to his left hand, now showing that he can go to his right as well to keep his defenseman honest.
Yeah, great observation, Coach. That's T himself trying to work him back behind the crease.
Keller is not without their opportunities on goal, and it just seems like Lovejoy is at least disrupting shots at this point.
And better watch Healy with a shot attempt that comes across, and that's going to be a possession back to the Leopards.
Yeah, nobody mirroring with Healy there as he goes to his left hand, and Lovejoy alertly winning the backup.
And Collier with the outlet pass. Alec Ville. Ville inside. Has a matchup. Boy, that was a great shot.
Yeah, and that transition happened, where Ville basically had the awareness of the deep hole on his back and was able to get loose and get down the field.
Oh, look at this crisp passing. And another score by number 37, Luke Healy. Boy, this guy is on fire.
Well, transition is the name of the game. You can look at it one of two ways. The transition offenses have been good, but the transition defenses have been sloppy. And both teams need to think about getting bodies behind the ball and being a little bit more judicious in their situational substitutions. And there, Healy winds up the beneficiary of a one-on-one with a goalkeeper and is able this time to solve Morrow.
Yeah, Lovejoy's just not accounting for him. And I think the second you account for him, they're going to find another tool for him.
Well, he's been an outstanding player his entire high school career. He's headed to Bellarmine to play Division I lacrosse there next year.
And possession's going to go to the Leopards with a minute 16 here in the first half. And, Coach, I'm going to lean on something that you said yesterday. Getting the score at the end of the quarter counts as a point and a half. So for the Leopards, they are definitely in need with all of the momentum on the side of the Keller Indians.
Unfortunately there, the shot missing wide and not having adequate spacing to get the backup, and so Keller will have the opportunity to take the last shot of this period.
And right now, one of the things that really is evident from the Indians is just their crisp passing. All of it being done on the move. And another shot attempt on goal that goes across the cage from Owen Flores.
Yeah, Flores did a great job about switching his hands going down in and coming back a different direction, going left.
I think Keller's going to take a timeout here to set up something for the last 40 seconds of this half. And that's the first time I've seen them take a breath, because this is a tempo team. You can tell their personality is they want to get up and down the field, and they're not shy about dodging any matchup at any time on the field.
Yeah, this tempo is crazy, but I think it favors what the Keller Indians, because of just the pure tempo of it from these guys and the crisp passing. They're not making a lot of unforced errors, and a really cleanly played game up until this point. I think we've seen a few penalties where there's been man-up situations, but not a lot.
Again, if you're Lovejoy, you look at Keller's basket of 9 goals and you say, all right, we can account for most of these via two things. Transition, which we have the ability to stop. We have the ability to stop it in terms of the alignment of our wing play and face-offs. We have the ability to get back on defense, perhaps concede the clear just to get bodies behind the ball. And the second bucket would be Luke Healy operating in isolation from behind the cage. That's something that they're going to have to discuss at halftime, how to slow him down.
Something tells me if you take away one of those buckets, they'll just add another one, because the Indians have so many different shooters that can do so many different things, and it's starting with them from X. Jaden Sassanum as just doing a wonderful job and earning these extra possessions. Maybe this is something that hadn't plagued the Leopards before, but in this state title, they're going to have to try and find an answer for number 16.
And I'll give you 3 guesses as to who's going to pick this ball up out of the timeout.
Well, Keller's coming out with Race Pavelka, who can't, he didn't see, he saw sparing time yesterday, but made an impact late, and they're breaking the huddle with him. That's the first time he's been on the field all day.
Now, I don't know, Luke Healy's just holding on to it, 23 seconds on the clock. I'm going to milk this thing all the way down. Now, Coach, is this a strategy that you would employ?
I think so.
And it worked to perfection as Nolan Teague takes his time, understanding that he has Morrow out of position. and hits him again with a bouncer.
Well, Healy draws so much attention and gets the entire defense to play a 10-yard shelf. When he's able to skip the ball up to the top of the field, that forces immediate scrambled rotation on the part of the Leopard defense, and then one more pass winds up into a dunk.
Now look at that crisp passing, and there it is right there, and not really much that your freshman goaltender can do when you have a guy at point-blank range.
It all starts when 6 heads are all turned when 37 has the ball for Keller.
Another victory at the X for 16, and the clock ticks down. And that's going to be the end of the first half of the state title action here in Dripping Springs, Texas. And so far, guys, the Keller Indians have come out of the chute on fire, and they are exacting dominance here in the first half, up by 4 scores. And JD, I'll start with you. What has been the one thing that you've seen in the first half that the Leopards have to make an adjustment for?
Well, they have to adjust, obviously, for Healy. But the thing is, you adjust for Healy. You got to figure out. Okay, we got this bucket covered. What else are they going to expose? And they broke the huddle with Race Pavelka, who was the assist on that shot, feeding Teague. So you got to answer so many things. And to be honest, Lovejoy came out flat in the first 3 minutes and basically spotted Keller 3 goals. And other than that, we're kind of even.
And Coach, how impressed are you with the performance so far in 2 quarters by the Indians?
Very impressed. And let's remember, this game was 5-5 at one point, and then 5 of the last 6 goals have been scored by Keller. So they've clearly found their form here in the second quarter, and they've got the best player on the field in Luke Healy. He's going to draw a slide every time he touches the ball, and has clearly found ways of breaking down his man as well as beating the slide with ball movement. And then the face-off dominance for Keller clearly has been a factor in this game as well, and their ability to get out in transition. So a lot of things on the plate for the Lovejoy Leopards at halftime to fix.
I want to thank you guys for joining us here on Game On Sports. This is the end of the first half, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here for some more THSLL State Championship Class B lacrosse here on Game On Sports.
The customer service is really unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it with any other company.
The emblem, it just says a lot. It means, hey, I bought from Sewell.
They listened to what I had to say and actually cared about my experience.
Every once in a while, you want to be spoiled, and Sewell does that.
It's not just a transaction. That's the thing about Sewell.
I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac or SewellCadillac.com.
In the end, it's not the politician that builds this country. It's the entrepreneur, carrying the world's largest economy on their shoulders, putting Americans back to work. Really, they're the only ones who ever could. We've always been the entrepreneur's bank, for the century behind and the century ahead. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
When I think Lexus, I automatically think Sewell.
When I look at a license plate that says just Lexus, I'm like, oh, that's good for you. When I see a Sewell on it, I'm like, you know what I know.
I show up and I have my crew with me. They acknowledge me and they acknowledge my children, maybe give them a high five.
You get more than you expect. You get the wow factor at Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and L-certified Lexus vehicles at Sewell Lexus.
The customer service is really unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it with any other company.
The emblem, it just says a lot. It means, hey, I bought from Sewell.
They listened to what I had to say and actually cared about my experience.
Every once in a while, you want to be spoiled, and Sewell does that.
It's not just a transaction. That's the thing about Sewell.
I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac or SewellCadillac.com.
In the end, it's not the politician that builds this country. It's the entrepreneur, carrying the world's largest economy on their shoulders, putting Americans back to work. Really, they're the only ones who ever could. We've always been the entrepreneur's bank for the century behind and the century ahead. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
As you see the drone shot of Dripping Springs Middle School, where the THSLL State Championship is being played, and Game on Sports bringing you all of the action here from Dripping Springs for the Class B, A, and 2A championship. And what a nice and beautiful city that we've had an opportunity to visit and be in. And they call it the wedding capital of Texas.
The wedding capital of Texas.
I thought you were making that up.
No, man.
I Googled it, and that's right.
I don't make stuff up.
Coach, Coach, how have you been enjoying Dripping Springs?
I've enjoyed Dripping Springs, and appropriate that here on Mother's Day we're in the wedding capital of the world. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Sassonim does it again, and on the fast break right away, here you see it, and they are going right back to business, and a little bit of a swipe by number 37, Luke Healy.
Yeah, that's Luke's fifth goal of the day, and he looks like he's got a lot more to go. And again, if you're Lovejoy, you've spent all of your halftime trying to divert resources to stop Keller's transition game, and then right out of the chute to start the third quarter, we have a fast break face-off set, tic-tac-toe for a dunk. Not the way Lovejoy wanted to start this third quarter.
Make all those adjustments, and then Healy comes right back and does exactly what you were trying to coach against. And Sassonim is just completely dominating, knowing where his spots are, whether he rakes it back. He knows how to get that victory at the X, and here they are again, Indians in close, and that's one that goes off the side of the goal. May have to make some correction, but nonetheless, that's another goal right away. And guys, that's not even 24 seconds into the third, and that's two scores for the Indians.
Yeah, it didn't take long. Keller lethal in transition. That time, Lovejoy taking away the fast break set, and then the defensive set to his wing, and then the early offense and the great look inside. And just like that, Keller off to an ideal start in this third quarter.
And Coach, you were talking about stopping the transition and running your wings down closer on the defensive end, and now he just wins the clamp and scrapes it between his legs to his outlet on the just basically right behind him, and they just keep rolling along.
Yeah, just because you have your chess pieces in the right place, they still have to make plays and get bodies behind the ball and support the ball. And in this case, Lovejoy this time doing a little bit better job and at least slowing down that Keller transition game. But what face-off dominance by the Indians today.
Yeah, Zachary Branch doing a good job on defense, stopping that fast break as Keller was going right back to the transition offense and making additional passes. But, boy, even when you think they make an errant pass, it still goes to the right guy. So everything happening right now for the Indians here in Dripping Springs.
Yeah, that was kind of a handcuff surprise for Blair there on the outlet.
Hey, guys, let me just say this. I don't always order queso, but when I do, it's top cheddar. And that's what you just got.
Well, Luke Healy, again, going to his left hand. This time I love what Lovejoy did initially defensively. They had the early slide to try to flush it out of his stick. Unfortunately, Healy was able to beat the slide top side, and it's really important. Angle play in this game defensively is important. Unfortunately, just did not take the right angle and get hands on. And Luke Healy, as you made the point yesterday about a number of kids, and I think this is apropos to Healy, he doesn't miss leg day. He's a big, strong, physical kid, and he's going to run right through a stick check. You've got to take a good angle and get hands on him and get leverage to turn him back. And that time, Healy breaking down both his on-ball defender and the slide for his 6th goal of the game.
Unbelievable. It's a one-man wrecking crew right now. If the Leopards have this game, man, what do they have to do? Because right now, man, they just seem as though the life has been sucked out of them to begin this third quarter.
Well, they got to realize that they're here for a reason, and I think it could all start by exercising a little bit of dominance on the transition game, which that's at least a start. But they gotta know they're here for a reason.
And here we are back down at the X. And the question is, Jaden Sessenham and his dominance at the faceoff has been apparent from the beginning of this game. What adjustments can Coach Parker make? Because he understands that the fast break is coming. And you see him collapsing his guys defensively already into the crease.
Well, he could try facing off with a pole at least and make Jaden set the ball back. But Jaden has been just absolutely dominant all game long, and credit to that young man for giving Keller a huge advantage in this game.
As you see, number 37, Luke Healy, working from behind X, being defended by Kendall Carl. Oh, my goodness, man, this kid can't be stopped. It's behind the goal. Okay, tell me what I did there, JD.
Mom goal.
Is that a mom goal? Mom goal.
Mom goal.
That time, I love what Lovejoy did. They sat on Healy's left shoulder, forced him to his right, and he shows that he can break down his defender in either direction.
Been used to seeing those nets move so much, though. Here we go on offense for the Leopards. See if they can get anything going. And that's going to be as easy a save as Jackson Alexander is going to see all year. Rolling right to him, and Nolan Teague setting things up for the Indians. Getting a pass down to you-know-who. A little bit of patience so far and working his way back inside. And, boy, I tell you, Mason Blair just doing the work. And there's chum in the water, guys.
There is. This is beyond danger zone for Lovejoy at this point. Blair picking up the loose ball off the miscue on the feed, and again Lovejoy just not being set and help side with a slide there to help the on-ball defender, and this is getting too easy for the Indians.
Yeah, you don't want Morrow to lose confidence. He's the tip of the spear on the defense, and he's getting worn out, and you don't want him to lose confidence, and you don't want him to be in a situation where he's questioning himself and his abilities, because I said it before, they got here for a reason.
Here the Leopards coming away with the possession. And triple teamed on the far side is number 44, Grant Collier. He goes out of bounds, and possession goes back to the Indians, who are on the move. And you can't get inside any easier than that. For number 13.
No, this is all getting too easy. You can see the fatigue now starting to have a cumulative effect on the Leopards, and Keller Dodgers just able to go exactly where they want to go when they want to go there. Lovejoy really would benefit from an extended offensive possession just to rest the defense for a minute.
The majority of the time spent has been on defense for the Leopards. And, Coach, I agree with you. The Leopards could benefit greatly from a shot, maybe resetting the shot clock and staying on offense for a while. The passes like that aren't going to get you very far.
A bit of impatience there. Unfortunate turnover for the Leopards, who really have spent the entire third quarter at the defensive end.
Get Healy, there you go again, and you're finding your guy right inside, standing on the porch, and that's Nolan Teague.
And Teague just sliced through the defense and almost, they were just kind of, Lovejoy's defense was just kind of standing there like statues.
Yeah, just a master class in transition right now. You have the short 10-second possession for the Leopards, and then not having the energy to get back in transition defense, and then tic-tac-toe, the beautiful diagonal look from Healy to Teague for the finish.
And again, Sessionum. And look at the double team and push out of bounds and possession to the Indians.
And that's Corey Friesland on the faceoff. He's a freshman, and he's getting after it. They have to take advantage of the work the kid's putting in.
And he was actually able to win possession off the draw, but tremendous pressure by the Indians forcing him out of bounds.
And Nolan White on the ride for the Leopards. Bringing the ball inbounds is Nolan Teague, who scored the last goal. Again, look at the cut back inside.
Nathan White shut that down on the slide, and that's just something they need to see without seeing that.
My goodness, and that is a shot and a score by Sam Walker, number 19. He wasted no time with that shot. As soon as it was on his head, he was letting it off.
Everything going Keller's way right now. The pass inside to Walker and the quick sidearm release, beating Morrow high to high. Just all Keller at this point.
And just off 2 losses, they're gonna counter with Race Pavelka off the bench. He's only been in one small series at the end with the assist, and they're gonna go to him to kind of change things up.
And it works. Finally, a victory at the X for the Leopards, and another recheck.
Freestad with his second faceoff win in a row, so credit that young man.
Caleb Christian hadn't said his name since the first half.
Well, they had the building blocks that we kind of talked about, which is a little bit of luck and some wins on transition, and now they got to go in the offense and work their offense and pop it in the back of the net and move forward.
See the Leopards on the move, trying to get something going offensively. Coach, they're down by 10 goals. I mean, if you had any tricks in that bag, what can you do if you're Coach Parker to try and breathe some confidence back into your squad?
Well, I think you really can't talk about winning the game. You just talk about playing the best you can in the next possession and just play one possession at a time.
Got to start defensively, JD. Right now, the Leopards just have no confidence, and these guys are breaking through that defense like a hot knife through butter.
Well, and it's like was just mentioned. I mean, you can't eat the elephant all in one bite. You got to start winning the next series. You got to do stuff like what just happened.
And he doesn't make up stuff, but we're eating elephants, and the Leopards are on the move again. And that is a shot attempt and another save by Jackson Alexander.
Yeah, a bit ambitious there, and especially given that you're playing so much defense, you could probably work to get a little something better than that.
This move coming back across, and that's Nolan Teague. Shot attempt that goes out of bounds, and Luke Healy bringing the ball inbounds.
And that's kind of a bad reward for a bad, for missing the shot, is turning the thing over to Healy on the end line.
The pace from Healy in the corner. We saw this play at the beginning of the third, and it works again to perfection. Same play as before, and score by Teague.
Healy to Teague. This time Healy starting in the deep corner and sweeping to his left hand behind the cage, and then finding Teague on the backdoor cut. And those two clearly have played quite a bit of lacrosse together, have a special connection, knowing exactly where the other's going to be. And then the beautiful French pastry finish here on a Sunday morning.
Amazing move, and we've seen that time and time again from the Keller Indians as they draw closer to a state title here at Dripping Springs, Texas. You're tuned in to Game On Sports. Please make sure you follow Game On Sports on all of your social media platforms. Game On Sports, bringing all things sports to you. As you see the Indians pulling back, recognizing, man, that they have a pretty hefty lead.
And they're not dumping the bench. They're subbing, and they're getting guys in that we haven't seen. But it's not wholesale substitutions. But that may be coming down the road here with just 4:26 remaining in the third.
I'm not sure Keller has it in their DNA, Jim, to play slow.
No, that starts at the youth level, and that's something they preach in their program.
Oh, that's one. Look at that. And just everything going your way. And from about 20 yards out, all right, Morrow. That's a guy that's just saying enough is enough, okay? Crisp passing, and that's exactly what these guys needed as Nick Spooner dials it up.
Yeah, credit Morrow, first of all. He's seen a lot of rubber over the course of this game, and certainly the last quarter. And that young man keeping his confidence, keeping his poise, erasing the point-blank look, and then the beautiful finish by Spooner on the other end. Just what Lovejoy needed to stop the bleeding here and try to recapture a little momentum.
4:01 here in the third period. And the Keller Indians 17. Lovejoy Leopards 7. And this has been a recurring theme at the face-off.
But I'll tell you, Friesland won the clamp, and I mean he's out there against it. He's out there against a kid that's playing D1 lacrosse in another 6 months.
He did. That's a great point, Jim. He has given Lovejoy their best look at the face-off X all game long.
And and sometimes you sub and you see a thing in a kid that you don't see at practice. You see in there's game kids and there's practice kids, and sometimes until you expose them to this, throw them into the fire, you don't have that opportunity.
And you never know in the face-off world who might have somebody else's kryptonite, so to speak. The face-off world isn't exactly an A beats B, B beats C, so A definitely beats C sort of environment.
Oh, look at him come right back around. And that's Nolan Teague. He took a shot there at the crease, but what a hustle, tiptoeing the crease and getting the score for number 10, Nolan Teague.
Well, Teague took a shot there, too, to finish. Tough young man as he comes around to his left hand and buries another one in the back of the net for Keller.
Well, the thing that started that whole series was he basically was standing there with his toes on the crease and dropped a fake that Morrow didn't take, and then he went around the backside, and Morrow had to shift over, and he flat beat him, but he paid the price.
Now Keller will be man up here on the faceoff. There will not be a faceoff as the penalty happened after the ball was in the back of the net. Dead ball foul will result in no faceoff.
And both teams believe that it is Lovejoy taking a timeout. Here in the third, and boy, this has been, with all of the anticipation for this morning's first championship game, and both 2 13-win teams right now, all of the dominance coming from the Indians from Keller, and it has been getting started from guys like Luke Keeley. Can't say enough about Jaden Sassingham, but also Nolan Teague. I mean, this has been a by-committee approach to pulling this out. Can't forget Kuntz as well, just number 48, Justin Kuntz, and this entire Keller starting squad defensively just making easy work of the Leopards and always being out in quick transition. Coach, you said it perfectly. I don't think that the Indians even can't have the possibility of thinking about going slow because they practice obviously at a quick pace, and you see that playing out here, man. Everything they do is quick.
Yeah, their play today very much in alignment with their identity, and Keller just has a superior team. I mean, you make a great point, Heckma. This is not a one-man show. This is excellence by committee, and Keller has done it all year long. This is not an aberration. They may be in the B classification in the state, but they are better than many Class A teams. I have them in my top 8 in the state overall of all teams, and today they're certainly playing like it.
Well, Coach, that's saying a mouthful. JD, what say you?
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the game or prior to the game, and we kind of identified it's Healy. It's Healy and then a bunch of other guys, and the bunch of other guys are flat solid in producing, and they were a whole lot better than what they demonstrated yesterday.
And I've been dying to say this name all day. Maximiliano Mora with the goal. What a name. That kid is destined for greatness.
Yeah, he pushed in yesterday, contributed late. But you know they have solid players up and down the line, and they're putting all the tools to work today.
Another victory at the X for the Indians. And going out of bounds, and possession's going to go to the Leopards. Kevin McGee being harassed by Timothy Carlson.
You know, and right here, all you want if you're Lovejoy is just put something on goal and have a sustained possession with purpose, and see if you can right the ship and have something to build on going into the fourth period.
Get it out to Spooner on the near side. To Dylan McGee dancing in the alley. Rotating the ball back behind the X. Kevin McGee looking for an outlet pass, and boy, I tell you, big number 88, man, he just has all the tools. What a technician.
Great little poke check there, going to his cross-hand side, just inserts and dislodges the ball.
That's Cameron Peters, the LSM, playing catch with Nolan Morrow. And that's a good hustle. Good hustle by number 42, Cameron Peters. He hustles from the other end.
Yeah, diving to make the trail check there. You can see the difference in energy right now between these two teams.
And what a difficult man to push out of bounds is that number 88.
Well, it kind of got him on the run where he was out in front, kind of egging, spooning the stick, and we're at least able to kind of force something.
And there it is, another score by Kevin McGee, and that's exactly what you were calling for, JD, just something to make it respectable. Going into the fourth, trying to steal some of this momentum back, and they have been completely had it put on them by the Indians. Leopards able to get another point on the scoreboard here in the third with a minute and 11 seconds left.
Well, I mean, as good as Keller is, if Lovejoy can mount some sort of attack and get some momentum, I mean, possibly they could kind of spin this thing and at least make it respectable and make it where it's a challenge.
Sassonon again, he is dominating, getting the ball out, and that's Nolan Teague.
Well, I think Sassonon went off and said that 11, and they say he's a freshman. And they told him about it. He had enough.
Change of heart.
Not taking noise off a freshman.
Look at that pass. That's good vision right there by Luke Keeley.
Yeah, Flores took a shot there off the wing and just really didn't get his hips turned, didn't get into it, went wide, but he was looking for that far side post.
Here's Healy operating from the corner where he assisted Teague a few minutes ago.
Let's keep a body on number 10.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah. And you saw them come back inside, and to number 66, Pavelka. Boy, and he does it. And that's Justin Kuntz from about 10 yards out.
Yeah, Kuntz on the backside there. His man was filling the crease, and the ball skipped back to him, and just a little slow to approach him, and he gets his right hand free, and that would be Keller's 11th goal of the third quarter, and yet another goal in the last few seconds of the quarter.
Keller 20, Lovejoy Leopards 8. And that's the end of the third quarter here in Dripping Springs as the Keller Indians are running off and can smell a state title imminently here in Dripping Springs. We're going to step away for a quick second. We'll be right back for the beginning of the fourth quarter. Back in action here in Dripping Springs to begin the fourth quarter of championship action. And so far, it is the firepower of the Indians that has overwhelmed the Leopards from Lovejoy. Coach, you have talked about this at length. That third quarter, man, it couldn't have been that. It was textbook lacrosse for Keller.
Yeah, I think Keller could put an entire season's worth of highlights just in that third quarter alone. That was complete dominance from the face-off X to the defensive end and certainly on the offensive end.
And Sassonon says, say my name, with another victory at the X as the Indians are back on the attack. Justin Kuntz getting inside of the alley, trying to get a pass off inside to number 19, Sam Walker. Another shot attempt.
And
by
the
Nolan Teague.
The pass is miscued from Walker, and Teague picks it up and gets a great look at the goal. I think some days when it's your day, it's your day.
And it would be today.
Well, Keller's not backing off at all.
And Teague with the pass from Healy. Healy understanding the assignment and knowing that he was attracting a lot of the defense. And as soon as that triple team came over, what does he do? He makes the outlet pass to Nolan Teague.
Yeah, Healy doing exactly what you need to do when you draw a slide and get pressure. He pulled the pressure out and then found Teague curling around the goal to his left hand. And again, those two with a special connection and very manifest today.
You can tell that is definitely a special connection. These guys are reading each other's mind out there, and Teague with the hammer and score. Going to get a stop in action.
I think there was some discussion as to if we were in possession or not. Yeah, the pole thought there was possession, came out of the restrainer and restraining area, and Keller was obviously going to set up shop on offense.
And number 37, Healy, bringing the ball inbounds on the near side. Standing at about the 23-yard line. Beelining right to the alley, and look at that. Oh, my God, did he just one hand? What kind of confidence does it take to do that, Coach?
Well, I think, first of all, that's the sign of a young man that's probably done some forearm work in the weight room. They're splitting to his left hand and then rolling back, and the one-handed low-to-low shot, clearly operating with a ton of confidence, and this young man's got a lot of creativity in his bag, and I'm not so sure that there's not a shot that he doesn't have.
Luke Healy saying, I'm in the bowling league as well with that one-handed shot. JD, anything you want to make up on that one?
No.
Nope.
No,
right.
I got nothing. I'll let that speak for itself.
Really hard to silence Jim Dixon, and you just did, Luke Healy. You see Keller, Sam Walker trying to facilitate the offense, getting the ball out.
You can tell Healy has grown up playing a lot of box lacrosse. Those are skills that you learn playing box in small-sided games, and clearly that young man has had a stick in his hand practicing for many, many hours.
Yeah, he is performing surgery out here. Here's Luke Healy. And what a pass inside.
The backhand flip to Teague. I mean, these two guys share a telekinetic path powers.
Well, I would say just on that last series, there's probably, at least maybe 8-10 garage doors.
That he's torn up?
Tore up garage doors. I'd say at least.
Indians again slowing the pace down just a little bit, and as soon as I say that, back on the attack, and they're just finding that these guys have great spacing. And point-blank range shot from Sam Walker off the top bar.
Yeah, making it look easy, and at this point, bless their heart, the Lovejoy defense is just worn out.
Let's think about this. Jackson Alexander on the other end. How easy of a day that he's had. This guy may not even have to shower today. Healy on the move again. Another shot attempt.
Yeah, it must be a lot of fun to play with Healy as a midfielder. You know when he's dodging from behind, the entire defense is going to set a 10-yard shelf, and all you need to do is just spot up in your favorite place, and he'll skip it upstairs to you, and your hands will be free.
Yeah, it does have a distinct advantage to see the way that the Indians operate with Healy, and you can see the spacing of these guys on offense, making sure that he has an easy outlet pass if he decides.
And Lovejoy's working to the perimeter, and Keller's just more than happy to allow him to do that.
Another shot attempt and able to back up is Jacob Kirchhofer. Kirchhofer bringing the ball inbounds for the Leopards. Comes right into the slide, brings it back out. He and Alec Ville playing a bit of a two-man game. Kirchhofer spinning, finding a man, and that's a great pass from Kirchhofer to Dylan McGee.
Oh, beautiful cut by McGee, and Kirchhofer, who was able to sweep across the top and draw leakage, finds McGee on the cut. That really high level of skill there, and a beautiful goal for Lovejoy to salvage some positive things here in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, and you know what, I go back to what you said, Jim. Both of these teams are here for a reason, and obviously the Indians are running off with this game, but you know, as a consolation prize for the Leopards, you know, they are here playing for a state title. They just ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid squad, and as Coach indicated, you know, one of the better teams, you know, ranking in the state, pulling in a number 2 seed in this level, and you know, you sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you, and they just ran into a buzzsaw, as you said.
JD, I love you.
I know.
Yep. Back on offense are the Leopards. It's Caleb Christian trying to put some more points on the board for the Leopards. They've just come against a team in the Keller Indians that had laser focus coming into this game at 10 o'clock. Championship lacrosse here in Dripping Springs, brought to you by Game On Sports. And I think that's the first errant pass that we've seen all morning from the Indians.
I mean, aside from that, that was an outstanding play on defense, starting with Carlson picking up the ground ball, rolling it back to Alexander and hitting the outlet. And aside from the errant pass, you know, just great defense.
You know, I go back to the first quarter. It was so back and forth. We thought that this thing was, I was almost about to say the O word, but boy, has the Indians, from that first quarter, man, they have found something, and they have gone with their move for this entire game. End of the first quarter on to exact their dominance. Coming back left to right and finding a shooter, and that one, it's too hard. It looked like that one had went in, but bounces off of the pipes. Try from Dylan McGee. A little bit too much mustard on it. And that's a great save there by Jackson Alexander. Alexander doing it again. Closing the door.
And great exchange where he had back-to-back saves. He didn't lose his mind. He just stayed in the pipes. Picks it up off the save and transitions it down. And to Alexander's credit, they're pulling him and running in another goalie.
Got Max Mora with the shot. It's Mason Blair in the alley on the far side. Lucas Ray defending for the Leopards. Max Moore with another shot that's wide right of the pipes. And the guy that I'd say the unquestioned MVP of the Class B state title is number 37. And boy, they might want to split that thing in half. Him and number 10, Nolan Teague, because they are operating as on one brain here.
Yeah, telekinetic powers between those two. That time Teague just with the flyby, and Healy able to put the ball right on his stick so that he can turn the corner to his preferred left hand, and yet another Healy to Teague connection.
14-goal advantage here in Dripping Springs for the Indians. Bit of a scrum, but the Leopards able to come away. On the move, and that's a shot attempt and a goal by Grant Collier, calling his own number.
Yeah, Collier with much needed face-off transition for the Leopards as they now break into double digits.
Yeah, and for Lovejoy, obviously, to rectify anything, they're going to have to find a way to get those victories at the exit, since that has definitely made the difference in this matchup, as you see right here. Grant Collier in a full sprint with the goal for the Leopards. And Sasonum does it again and calling his own number and says, hey, let's extend this lead back to where it was.
Well, appropriate that Sasonum gets to call his own number and put one in the back of the net. He's been dominant all day, and only appropriate that he get to get on the scoring
and Sasonum
stat sheet.
He's pointing at his finger saying, put a ring on it, baby. We know a state title is coming. Look at him. Yeah, there's ring coming. Love to see it. These young student athletes that have worked so hard all year long, both being really deserving to be here, and hate that someone has to lose in this affair, but obviously the Keller Indians are putting on quite a performance in the Class B state title. And the one thing I've been so impressed with is just the crisp passing for the Indians.
Well, I mean, even when they get out above their skis, they don't lose their minds. They just, locate the ball, pick it up, get to space, and then roll right back into your offense.
Owen Flores coming from behind X, working here on the near side. Being harassed by Grant Collier. I'm sorry, that's Lucas Triguero. And that's a turnover and possession to the Leopards.
But I'm for Keller, that, I know this is kind of, the game's kind of over at this point, but that's, and that's a focus thing. But that's one of the few kind of turnovers and errant throws or errant passes that we've seen out of Keller even all day.
Yeah, they have been crisp, JD. Not a lot of balls hitting the ground on passes. Three minutes here in the fourth, and this is the first of three state title matchups here in Dripping Springs. All of these games brought to you on Game On Sports. Leopards doing everything they can here with these final minutes to put some more points on the board. And make it a bit respectable in a game that wasn't close at all, only in the first couple of minutes of the first quarter. It has been all Keller Indians. Other shot attempt on goal for Alecville.
And Kemp's going to bring in from the end line. He was subbed out 2 or 3 series ago they pulled Alexander because, just honestly is a reward for a great game played and get Kemp some time. And, obviously it's going to pay dividends down the road, getting looks from all of your players up and down the program.
And we're going to get possession back as you see Nick Spooner letting the ref know that, hey, I'm right here. That should be possession to the Leopards. Leopards still staying aggressive. And that's a shot attempt and a goal for Kevin McGee.
Yeah, McGee setting up on his natural righty side, refusing the alley pick and getting across the top, and then the nice roll dodge to get right into the hub of the defense and the nice finish. You like to see Lovejoy in this game on a positive note, and certainly they've got a lot to be proud of for this season, and quality goal there.
Another shot attempt, another replay of the highlight here on Game On Sports. Kevin McGee checks in the 11th goal for the Leopards.
Sassenham still taking virtually every draw for Keller. That young man had a special game.
No, he has been the catalyst for everything that they've done. And look at that goal. And that's Kevin McGee again with the score.
Oh, Lovejoy.
And so far, guys, 2 minutes left here in this match. And showing that shot again from Kevin McGee and back across the cage. It's Mason Kemp that's come on for Jackson Alexander.
Well, while you're talking, they just subbed out again. So I don't. It's 22, but it's not Alexander in goal, so I don't know who it is. But like I said, they're getting some guys in their program wide, getting some experience in a state championship game, and that's going to pay dividends down the road. And that's obviously at the station that they're at. That's what they're looking at.
As you see, Lake Travis coming onto the field in the distance. More lacrosse to come after this. Look at the base on this kid, boy. He is all legs, is number 37.
Boy, Healy just content to stay in the corner and run clock and made himself into a human pinata, but completely unfazed from the checks. That young man has spent some time in the weight room, and it shows.
And I'm telling you, that's one of the more dominant performances that I've seen by a lacrosse player. From Healy.
Well, he would be a top 10 player in the state at all levels. Special player, headed to Bellarmine next year, where I'm sure he will have a terrific college career.
And Morrow comes out of his cage. Alec Veal with the clear. That's a shot attempt over the top of the cage.
Yeah, it switch over to left, kind of drew him up high on the crossbar.
And the Keller faithful starting to recognize and realize that a state title is imminent. As the parents are here celebrating, recognizing that all of the hard work that was put into this lacrosse season has paid off for the Keller Indians. Another shot attempt that ricochets off the pike for Kirchhofer.
Great look to Kirchhoffer off the back pipe. Unfortunately unable to finish, and congratulations, Keller, on a job well done.
And that's a state title for the Keller Indians that have pulled it off, and just great play by the Keller Indians, and well-deserved as the championship trophy goes back to Keller, Texas. Class B state title. And JD, just tell me, man, how impressed are you with these Indians and the ability to pull off this state title?
No, these kids, I mean, they're loaded. And when we looked at them in pregame, we were talking about them, and they're just a whole lot more deep than what I thought. And they have a lot of depth to fill in behind Healy, but Healy is definitely the kid that's driving the train, and they're gonna miss him. But something tells me that they're gonna fill right back in, and they're not far removed from a state championship in the previous alignment in Division I, Division II, and so they have something to build on, and they have some depth to come back with.
And Coach, what are your thoughts on just this victory for the Indians?
Well, I think this is the coronation of a team that's had a special season all year long. As we mentioned in the broadcast, this is a team that can play with anybody in the state. I have them in my top 8 statewide in all classifications. There's nobody that they cannot compete with and beat playing their A game, and you saw that today. And of course, Luke Healy, one of the best players in the state, with a special day to signify his accomplishments over his career. This will not be the last you hear of this team. They'll be excellent for years to come.
Yeah, I tell you, Luke Healy, as I've called, lacrosse games, I've come across some very special players, and you know it when you see it, when you're in the presence of a special player. Number 37, he's as special as I've seen. And his ability to pass, his ability to attack, his ability to shoot from multiple angles. He can left or right, twisting shots. If he's a guy that's hands-free, you may as well say good night, Irene, because if you don't keep glove on glove on him, he just has the ability to score from anywhere. But what I'm more impressed with than anything is just his ability to facilitate for his team. And I know we're saying a lot about the Keller Indians, who deservingly have won this state title, but for the Lovejoy Leopards, they are deserving of praise as well. Getting here to Dripping Springs, obviously coming up short, but they have done and battled all year long to get to this point, JD.
Yeah, and Lovejoy came into this and came out flat in the first 2-3 minutes and recovered. They just experienced that separation, but they're sitting here at 13-3, and it's not like they just got ran out of the gym by somebody who's on their par or a tick below them. This is a special team, and we said it before. As you go down the road and kind of get down away from Dripping Springs, you have to go back and reflect on what got you there and look at it from the perspective of there's a lot of teams that would trade places with you to have that same opportunity, and Lovejoy has not a thing in the world to hang their head about.
And Coach, what about you?
And I think you'll hear more about this Lovejoy team in future years. Certainly, they've got a special talent in between the pipes and the goal, and as they continue to get better, their day will come.
As we position both of the teams on the track for the award ceremony, as defensive players and MVPs will be mentioned. This has to be.
Please give a round of applause for Dripping Springs for an amazing championship weekend.
Both teams gather.
At this time, we'd like to present player awards for this weekend's play. Presenting the awards are Tony Martin, North Class D coordinator. The offensive MVP for the Class D tournament goes to Keller's Nolan Teague, number 10.
Nolan Teague with the award.
Defensive MVP goes to Keller's
Offensive MVP. And not surprising, the number 88, Timothy Carlson, with the defensive most valuable player for the Indians. Big fella put in a lot of work. And not surprising that number 37, Luke Keeley, with the MVP for Class B.
The team awards for Class B runner-up, Lovejoy.
As the Lovejoy Leopards receive the runner-up trophy, and as Coach Demetrius Parker and championship trophy going to the Keller Indians. And the celebration ensues. Water bottles all around and Gatorade. That's the way we like to celebrate, JD.
Seltzer.
Seltzer. It's a great championship and state title by the Indians, and so many great plays made in this game. As you mentioned, Coach, that third quarter alone, you talk about a sizzle reel of highlights that these guys had, and man, they were shooting it from all angles, and not surprising, obviously they get a win and score 24 goals in this match.
Yeah, we were at 5-5 at one point, and then at 9-6 at halftime, and then the third quarter, very much a different story. 11 goals for the Indians, and that was a special quarter to cap off a state championship victory for the Keller Indians.
And Luke Healy right there, the MVP of the Class B tournament. And can't forget about this guy, number 10, Teague. That 37 and 10 connection. I'm sure that Teague wish he could play for another year with that guy. But boy, talk about how close it was in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, as we went into halftime, I mean, I not that I explained stuff away, but I mean, I was kind of thinking, I kind of had it as even. Aside from Lovejoy coming out flat in the first 2-3 minutes, and just spotting them 3 goals, kind of had it as even, and it just went away. Just a precipitous decline in the third period.
And we saw the Kirchhofer goal and another one there by Nick Spooner. That's where things were close, but then Teague, that stick from Teague got hot, and as soon as you know it, that's when the Indians started to pull away.
And let's always be mindful of this as we get ready for 2 other great games today. Face-off dominance may not always manifest itself on the scoreboard in the early stages of a game, but the enhanced possession advantage that you get are like body punches in boxing, and eventually it's going to take its toll on your opponent. And you saw that in the third quarter when Lovejoy just ran out of gas from playing way too much defense. And if you give Healy to Teague touches consistently all game long, they're going to put goals on the back. They're going to put goals on the scoreboard and the ball in the back of the net.
There it is, and you're seeing Luke Healy right now in that third quarter. The assault from the Indians, and they were just after it. And the freshman goalie from the Leopards, Nolan Morrow, doing a good job, but really hard at that close contact, that close proximity to get the stops needed to get a victory here. And it just seemed like once the points started pouring down, there was nothing that they could do about it as you see another goal from Teague. And when things got going right for this Keller Indian squad, it just seemed like it never was going to stop. And that's another goal there for number 44, Grant Collier. But again, even those, you see those little small shots or goals for the Leopards. They were few and far in between in this game. And the Indians, I don't know what they
the goal and go with their best features, and the game, that game plan worked out.
And that's going to be it. The Class B state title goes to the Keller Indians here in Dripping Springs. And guys, as we get prepared for the next matchup here on Game On Sports, you see the celebration for the Keller Indians. Trophy being raised. And head coach Michael Smith really pleased with the performance of his team. As we're going to step aside here, guys, and we'll be right back for the Class A state title here on Game On Sports.